And we're going on with the show, baby. On with the show. With my second band in my ranking series. You know them, you love them. The world's most infamous rock band, Motley Crue. Join me next on Heels and Quads.
Be strong, early on, running free, a little bit better than it used to be, 'cause I'm alive. She got the look that kill. Oh, sweet home. He's the one that goes back and feel good. He's the one that makes you feel alright. Hooligans holiday. They're so afraid to ask. Always throw your head on high heels. Pray to the saints of Los Angeles.
Welcome back, Heels and Quads Media here on YouTube. I am Tommy, and I'm back with my second band in my ranking series, Motley Crue. Now, before I dive into this, I know a lot of people really like the Kiss series. I love Motley Crue. I don't know if everybody loves Motley Crue. I would think most Kiss fans like Motley Crue. But I don't want to just do Kiss videos. I can rank them every which way, but gotta move on. So, wanted to do Motley Crue. Probably tied for second with Bon Jovi and Van Halen is my second favorite band of all time after Kiss, of course. By the way, the day filming and releasing this video, it just happens to be Tommy Lee's 61st birthday, so happy birthday to Tommy. This ranking was almost harder for me than the Kiss series because Motley only has 9 albums, so it makes it a little more difficult to narrow it down to which one. I don't call it the worst, even though in the title for the Kiss compilation I put worst to best. It helps. So I call it least favorite to favorite because I like any band that I do. Traditionally, I like everything they've done, especially these first few that I'm gonna do because I just really like those bands. And when I like a band, it's like an addiction. I have to have something. At number 9, it's going to be Saints of Los Angeles. You already know that. You clicked the thumbnail. But I want to add, this won't be Motley Crue's last album. It will probably be the last album of the original members. But they've already recorded a new album. So I'm going to have to either slide that in somewhere or redo this whole thing when that album eventually comes out with John 5 on guitar replacing Mick. So Saints of Los Angeles, a lot of people like this record, and I do too. It's not a bad record, but I'll get into it. So stay tuned. Like this video, subscribe. Comment down below where you rank Saints of Los Angeles. Is it too low on my list? Is this your favorite record from Motley Crue? It could be. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below and stay tuned. Here we go. Let's get it kick-started and take a ride on the wild side. At number 9, Saints of Los Angeles, released June 24th, 2008. I remember when this album came out, I was huge into Motley, and I just seen them on their reunion tour in 2005. I saw them again on Carnival of Sins in 2006, where I actually got to meet Tommy Lee, who was awesome. Coolest celebrity I've ever met. Didn't have to pay for it. Just got to chat with him for a few minutes after the concert back by the tour buses. I bought it the day it was released, listened to it nonstop for probably about a month, and then just kind of put it away. I do like it. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. Just up against everything else from Motley, it just kind of feels like a nostalgia record. There's a handful of songs that sound fresh and sound Motley, but a lot of it just seems like what kind of older bands were doing and still doing now. It's just kind of nostalgic. Musically, the album is fresh and up to date, but I'm not going into who or doesn't play on it because DJ Ashba last year said that he played all the rhythm parts, didn't make play at all on it. I don't know, I wasn't there in the studio, but Tommy Lee on drums, you can tell it's him. He's got that sound. He knocks it out of the park. Vince's vocals, I know people, dog on him for his voice live, but in the studio, I'm sure there's effects on it, but he sounds great. Specifically on Down at the Whiskey, speaking of nostalgia, he sounds fantastic. I know, like I said, I don't know how many effects they put on it, but he sounds great on that song. So even though it's my personal least favorite Motley album, sound-wise, it's fantastic. Plus, it did peak at number 4 on the Billboard 200. All 3 singles got decent radio play, but all 3 did well on the mainstream rock chart. Saints of Los Angeles, the song was even nominated for a Grammy. So with that being said, least favorite track, White Trash Circus. While it was the 3rd and final single for the record, it feels repetitive. The "We're the voice, we're the voice, we're the voice in your head, we're the trash," that chant, it's repetitive and it just kind of gets on my nerves. But the music sounds badass on it. I'd skip it from time to time. Like if it just came on in shuffle, I'd probably skip it. Favorite track? You guessed. The first single, the title track, Saints of Los Angeles. If I had a choice, I would have put the single edit on the album. It wasn't my choice, obviously, so they went with the gang vocal with Josh Todd from Buckcherry, Jacoby Shaddix from Papa Roach, James Michael from 6am, who also helped produce this record, and Wright with Nikki, and Chris Brown from Trapped. Single version's 20 seconds shorter. It's straight up, to the point, rock and roll. Guitar's crunchy, drums are heavy, the verse sounds like it's got a little bit of a Dr. Feelgood rhythm to it, which honestly I never thought I would hear again from Vince. Like, he's punching it. Honorable mention, The Animal in Me. While it's a slower rock song, it's not really a ballad. But while people usually just trash Vince, like I've said before, his singing on this is incredible. I don't know what they did to his voice in the studio, but he sounds great. Maybe it's just from not having to run around, because he does run around quite a bit on stage, or at least he did then. I don't know about now. And the guitar solo, which is also awesome. The drum fill from Tommy is great. It's just, wow, it's there. And Tommy just, like I said, I always feel like I'm just putting him over, but he's a fantastic drummer. I don't think he gets his due as a great drummer. There it was at number 9, coming in last, unfortunately, for the Saints of Los Angeles. Like I said, I really like this record. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little too kitschy, nostalgic for me. And I always thought of Motley Crue as like, they evolve with the times, and they're not trying to be like everybody else, but still have like that Motley edge. This album does have that Motley edge to it, but it's just kind of trendy with, you know, the Papa Roaches and Buckcherry and bands that toured with them on Crüe Fest following the album's release. And they were in the video for Saints of Los Angeles. They do the gang vocals on the album version of Saints of Los Angeles. It's not that I don't like it. It's just kitschy. And the sound is amazing. I mentioned that as well. But anyways, so let me know where Saints ranks on your list. Am I dead on? Is it the worst Motley Crue album, or is it your least favorite Motley Crue album, I should say? Or is it your favorite? Or is it somewhere just kind of in the middle? It's kind of there. Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, subscribe, like. In the description below, there's a link to our website. Check it out. It'll take you to all of our social media pages, Patreon, merch, clean up your beard with Copper Johns. I just trimmed mine, actually. Looks clean. Yeah, go there, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. And I'll see you next time with more Motley Mother effing Crue.